ever pondered if the earth beneath your feet could be flat instead of a sphere? Imagine living in a time when that was the prevailing belief. Let's rewind to ancient civilizations, a time when the concept of a spherical planet was as strange as aliens eating pizza on Mars. Our journey begins with the Mesopotamians, the cradle of civilization. Their cosmology was simple. Earth was a flat disk, surrounded by a cosmic ocean. To them, the sky was a solid dome, and the stars were merely ornaments on this celestial ceiling. Next, let's travel to the land of the pharaohs. The ancient Egyptians also perceived the earth as flat, yet their version had a twist. They envisioned it as a rectangular box, with mountains at the edges, supporting the firmament above. Now cross the Mediterranean to ancient Greece. Yes, they're famous for proposing a spherical earth. But remember, not all Greeks agreed. Many, including Homer, the epic poet, described the earth as a flat, circular disk surrounded by a world-encircling river, Oceanus. These beliefs weren't just isolated pockets of thought. From China to the Americas, the concept of a flat earth was widespread. People relied on their senses and the world around them to form these theories. Look out to the horizon, it appears flat, doesn't it? And don't we all feel like we're standing on a flat surface? These simple observations fueled the belief in a flat earth. But why was this belief so prevalent? Well, it's not that our ancestors were less intelligent. They simply lacked the tools and knowledge we possess today. Their understanding of the world was based on what they could see and feel. They had no telescopes to observe the stars, no satellites to capture images of our planet from space. Their world was what they could see and touch, and in their world, the earth was flat. So, in the eyes of our ancestors, the earth was a giant flat disk floating in the cosmos. As we'll see, it took a paradigm shift in thinking and revolutionary scientific evidence to challenge and change this ancient belief. But that's a story for our next scene. But then, something shifted in our understanding of the world. A new perspective began to take shape, quite literally. As our ancestors peered into the vast expanse of the sky, they began to notice patterns and behaviors that didn't quite align with the flat Earth model. Observations made from high altitudes began to reveal a slight curve to the horizon, an observation that would come to be one of the earliest indications of our planet's true shape. The celestial bodies that adorn the night sky also started to tell a different story. The way these bodies moved and behaved suggested that they were orbiting a spherical body, not moving across the flat plane of a disk. The moon, our closest celestial neighbor, presented a consistent curve in its illuminated portion, hinting at the spherical nature of the objects in our universe. Further evidence came from the adventurous souls who dared to venture beyond their familiar surroundings. As they traveled, they noticed that the stars in the night sky changed, with new constellations appearing and others disappearing. This phenomenon could only be explained if the Earth was a sphere. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence was the measurement of the Earth's circumference. Around 240 BC, the Greek philosopher Eratosthenes made a remarkably accurate calculation of the Earth's size. He observed the angle of the sun's rays at two different locations and used this information to calculate the circumference of the Earth. His calculation, which was astonishingly close to the modern-day value, further confirmed the spherical model. Slowly but surely, the evidence began to mount, and the spherical Earth model started to gain momentum. The observations made from high altitudes, the behavior of celestial bodies, and the measurements of the Earth's circumference all pointed to one conclusion: the Earth was not a flat disk, but a round sphere. So the sphere eventually trumped the disk in the eyes of science. The shift was profound. It changed not only our understanding of our planet, but also our place within the cosmos. Yet, as we'll soon discover, not everyone would be so quick to let the flat Earth model fade into the annals of history. Yet, even with all this evidence, the flat Earth theory refuses to sink into oblivion. In the modern era, this ancient belief has found new life, breathing through the interconnected veins of the internet and social media. These platforms have served as a fertile ground for the resurgence and spread of flat Earth theories, reaching corners of the globe that ancient civilizations could only dream of. Today's flat Earth proponents, much like their ancient counterparts, rely heavily on what they perceive with their own senses. They often cite misinterpretations of visual observations as evidence. For instance, they'll argue that the horizon appears flat to the naked eye, or point out that aircraft don't seem to adjust for curvature when flying long distances. Trust, or rather mistrust, plays a substantial role in the modern flat Earth narrative. Many flat earthers harbor a deep-seated skepticism of established scientific institutions. They believe these organizations are part of a grand conspiracy, intent on suppressing the truth about our planet's shape. This distrust often extends to governments, which they accuse of fabricating space missions and doctoring satellite images to maintain the illusion of a spherical Earth. However, their arguments falter when faced with scientific scrutiny. The visual observations they rely on can be explained by understanding the limitations of human perception and the scale of the Earth. Their distrust of institutions, while an emotionally compelling narrative, does not negate the overwhelming scientific evidence supporting a round Earth. Yet these pseudoscientific arguments continue to fuel the flat Earth movement, creating a fascinating paradox of belief in the face of contrary evidence. It's a testament to the power of conviction and the enduring appeal of alternative narratives. Intriguing, isn't it, how, despite all the scientific evidence, some still hold on to the belief of a flat Earth? But have these flat Earth claims gone unchallenged? Not quite. In the face of the flat Earth theory's resurgence, science has not been silent. Various experiments and observations have been conducted to debunk these claims, providing compelling evidence for the Earth's curvature. One such experiment involves the use of lasers. By shooting a laser beam over a body of water, we can observe whether the beam remains level with the surface or if it appears to rise or fall. If the Earth were flat, the beam would remain level. However, repeated observations show the laser beam rising relative to the surface, indicating a curvature. Another observation involves ships disappearing over the horizon. Have you ever noticed how a ship gradually sinks out of sight as it sails away from shore? First the hull disappears, then the middle of the ship, and finally the top of the mast. This is not because the ship is sinking, but because it's moving over the Earth's curve. If the Earth were flat, the entire ship would shrink into the distance, remaining fully in view until it became too small to see. And let's not forget about satellite imagery. Thanks to advancements in technology, we've been able to capture images of our planet from space. These images consistently show a round Earth. Some flat Earth theorists argue that these images are doctored or outright fakes, but this claim ignores the rigorous scientific process and independent verification involved in capturing and processing these images. Lastly, measurements of the Earth's circumference have been conducted since ancient times. From Eratosthenes in the 3rd century BC to modern-day measurements using GPS technology, the results have consistently supported a spherical Earth. These experiments and observations, along with countless others, provide compelling evidence that the Earth is not flat but a sphere. So the sphere continues to hold its ground against the disk. Yet the debate is far from settled. Despite the mountain of scientific evidence supporting a spherical Earth, there are still those who question, who doubt, and who debate. The idea of a flat Earth, once thought to be a relic of ancient civilizations, persists in certain communities today. These are individuals who, for one reason or another, remain unconvinced by the overwhelming empirical evidence. They continue to advocate for alternative theories, challenging the mainstream scientific consensus. They cite misinterpretations of visual observations, distrust of established scientific institutions, and even conspiracy theories alleging a global cover-up by governments and scientific organizations. In a world where information is at our fingertips, these debates take on a life of their own. They thrive in the echo chambers of the internet, gaining visibility and support through social media platforms. They spark curiosity, ignite discussions, and fuel a seemingly endless cycle of debate. But why does this matter? It matters because it is a testament to the human spirit of inquiry, evidence of our insatiable thirst for knowledge, no matter how far-fetched the ideas might be. It matters because it's a reminder that science is not a set of beliefs, but a process of discovery, a journey towards truth. And so, the debate continues. The sphere and the disk, it seems, are destined to clash in the minds of some. Despite the science, despite the evidence, the question lingers. Is the Earth flat or round? So, what shape does the Earth take in your mind? We've journeyed from the ancient flat Earth beliefs, through the emergence of a spherical Earth model, to modern-day flat Earth theories. We've delved into the debunking of these claims, yet the debate persists. No matter the overwhelming scientific evidence, some minds continue to explore alternatives. That's the intriguing world we live in. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations into the intriguing world of conspiracy theories and mysteries.